The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan.
And welcome to the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. And today we have the entrepreneurial fitness guru, Miss Dawn Strozier.
Go ahead and tell them your best friend in the whole wide world.
And my bestie in the whole wide world.
Hey, Crystal Mitchell.
Hey, you. Hi, everybody. Hope you had a good week. It's been, it's hot still. I don't know. It's still hot.
It's hot. It is hot. Very hot.
I go into the gym with you. I feel like I just have to come home and change clothes. I have to change clothes before I even get home.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just
before you get home.
Before I even get home. So it's been, I don't know when we're going to get over the humid weather, but I guess maybe we won't whenever the summertime comes. But
it makes you sweat, though.
It makes you sweat, so that makes me feel like I'm burning weight, even if it's my own imagination.
While you're walking.
While I'm walking. So that's my imagination, and I'm going to claim that. So hopefully that's really working. So how have you guys been? We have an action-packed guest list today.
Yes.
We have some incredible women that's in the studio that's going to do some awesome stuff.
Yes.
Doing some awesome stuff. I'm pretty excited about them, and we'll introduce them shortly. And then we're actually kind of honored. We got a Grammy Winner music producer coming into the studio today.
Right.
The Business Zone growing up.
Yes.
We're growing up. We're getting some real. So that we're excited about that. So when he comes in. So how's your week been?
Oh, my week has been great. It's been awesome. I've been working hard. And,
okay.
Just, doing my thing.
Doing your thing. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh, listen.
What?
So I heard about the guy that was here Tuesday. That was at Recycling Back Dollars on Tuesday. Congratulations. I heard some information was being shared. I am upset I was not there, but thank you for the link.
Yeah, Jerry. For those of you, I know everybody out there knows Jerry Foster. Jerry is absolutely awesome. He has been in the business for 34 years, and he is a branding strategist.
Right.
And just
true strategist now, because of social media. You guys know that everyone knows how to brand. Everyone knows how to network market. Everybody knows how to do everything. Social media has made everyone an expert. But this gentleman has the real tools, the real information to help you grow your brand.
And he's actually been in business before. Hi, Thomasina. He's actually been in business before, or at the very early part of social media.
Okay, so quick question for you.
What?
When did we stop taking the earphones off? Because you don't have yours on. I have mine on, all excited. I have them on because I'm having like a kind of bad hair day, and she never.
So if somebody calls in, then I'll put them on. It was matching my hair. It's a vanity thing. What can I say?
Hilarious. But that's okay because our husband could be watching, so I'm good with that.
So that was just me. But so that's one of the things. But here's what he one of the tips that he said, or one of the tidbits of information that he shared is branding is not the color of your website.
Right.
It is not your logo.
No.
And none of that.
But those things do help. But it's not.
They help, but unless you're McDonald's, we kind of know.
Right,
but we know.
He's saying it's more than that.
It's
because,
more than that.
Colors are they are a little significant because when you walk into a library and you see the black and yellow, what do you think of? Dummies.
Oh, yeah.
You see the purple and black, what do you think of? Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, you do.
So the colors do make a difference when branding on a larger scale, but where we're starting off at.
Yeah, you need
now,
it's about what you're offering and branding yourself so you stand out, above as he equated it to, you're in shark-infested waters or in the ocean, there's 25 million different species of fish. What do? They all swim, right? They all eat. So if you're in a a big pull. If I'm, in my case, I'm a business coach. Well, there are tons of business coaches out there.
But you stand out.
But I stand out, right? And I
think
purposely
you branded
stand
yourself
out. Yeah,
well.
I branded myself, so I think it's very important. And you brand yourself for what you do. And so that's what he was talking to everyone. It says, can we see your guest? Oh, okay.
Oh, you like to see me? Here I am. I keep telling her that.
We're going to do something about that, Thomasina. But, so that's some of the tidbits that
he was good.
Yeah,
he was
really
excellent.
Good.
He's going to step my game up about 10 points.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah, Jerry is on point. He is.
But you know what's funny is I think one of the best examples of branding yourself was who? Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali told the world he was the prettiest, right?
He was the prettiest.
He told the world he was the greatest.
And what did he say? He
said it so much that not only did he begin to believe it, but the world believed it and accepted it. So that's a great example of branding yourself. My girlfriend walks as the #1 relationship coach on the planet, and you can't question if she is because she's on so many things. Everything she puts out says who she is.
Right.
Everything she puts out, everything she does, America's #1 relationship coach, and she's not even in a relationship right now. But she knows information to back up the position.
Right,
so
exactly.
I'm going to be the #1 wife on the planet.
Well, that's a big pull.
I'm the best wife on the planet, and you the second best. Come on, Crystal. Okay. This is how you brand yourself. We're going to be married in 2 weeks.
Okay. No, thank you. I'm going to let you do that.
I just want to show you how branding works.
No, I'm going to stay single
I'm having
myself.
seat issues. We have new seats here.
But it was great. It was great information. Some of us are doing it. Some of us are. I practice making sure, and there's certain things that make me stand out.
That's why I had to tell you you can't just say Dawn anymore, honey. You better tell them I'm an entrepreneur. I'm more than just a fitness guru. I have a business. I've been an entrepreneur for about 20 years now, and by myself, making my own money. So you better say that. Say it again.
You are an entrepreneur fitness guru. But here's the thing. I've actually, everybody says I'm so resourceful, but I've learned a lot from you about social media because I've really been more
I think I've taught you a whole lot.
Yes, you have. Besides the fact, every morning.
I've taught you how to eat right.
Yes, right.
I've taught you how to exercise. I've taught you how to do hair.
Yeah. Yeah, you're focused on yours. But beyond that, you also, because I wasn't that, Instagram was there, but I didn't really use it too.
I think we've learned a lot from each other. That's what makes us work.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So anyway, branding's important, and I think the ladies today that's going to come up, they're going to talk a little bit about their brand.
Quick question. Are you ready? Are you ready for the big speaking engagement coming up?
Yes, I'm always ready for it.
Crystal's going to be teaching about 3 hours. What subject's your subject?
Finance and financial statements and how to use that to
what
grow
she does every day?
Well, yeah, what I do.
She's going to be sharing some information. You guys got to come out to the Bell Network coming in November. What's
November 3rd. I think it's the first whatever the first weekend in November. Also, I'm getting ready to launch my e-course, my first e-course.
Yes.
This is the same thing on how to make your bottom line. And I have the my whole thing from here on out for the rest of this year and on into 2020 is how to create wealth.
Absolutely.
We have to close our wealth gap in our community. And so that's all I'm talking about. Everything I'm doing is about making money. So, of course, it got to start with me.
Absolutely.
And then everybody else. And using our talents and our skills. We're so very talented. And we're only using 1/10 of our potential.
I believe that.
And so we need to be able to become like McDonald's and become an a la carte menu.
Yes.
And a price for everything that you do so that you can make money. So that's what the things I'm focused on. So we got an action-packed schedule here, so we're going to jump right into a commercial, and then we're going to bring up our first guest.
I'm so excited about her. She looks cute today, too.
I know, both of them. They got so much information to bring. I got actually, this is kind of how I live, the wellness, nutrition, plants, I think.
Because of me.
Yeah, and also
I'm just joking.
I just don't like medicine. I don't like the way it makes you feel. So.
Yeah, I know that about you.
Yeah,
she doesn't like medicine, doctors, or spiders. That's what we get along so with.
None of that stuff. So I'm really excited about her. So we're going to take a quick break. You are tuned into the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. Share it with a friend because you guys want to be tapped in to these incredible ladies that are about to come up and share their stories and their products and what they do with you. So tune in. We'll be right back.
Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan & Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan & Associates helps subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan & Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan & Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan & Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan & Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now. Subcontractors and small businesses are very...
And we're back with the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. He's out today, and the entrepreneurial fitness guru, Miss Dawn Strozier. But we also have this incredible lady here that has a new book called The Growing Wellness, a guide to 20 plants that promote wellness and vitality. And Miss Kelli Kemp, she is, let me find your bio. I have it up, so I have to get to it right quick. You've been on the show before. This is your second book. And what promoted you?
Second time on the show.
No, I thought you had a book before.
No, first book.
Oh, why did I think you had a book?
Not in the show.
Okay, well, second time on the show. So
I love the idea.
Glad to have you here. Yeah.
Much needed.
Much needed.
This is all I need now when I want to figure out some herbs and stuff. This is all I need here.
So Miss Kelli is the author of Growing Wellness. She's the principal owner of KNKD Consulting and CEO of True Scribe Publishing, a talented writer, knowledgeable herbalist, and wellness consultant, and experienced human resource professional. Kelli brings a dynamic array of skills and knowledge to every endeavor, and she has over 20 years experience in administration and human resources and 10 years as an herbalist and a holistic nutritionist. Welcome. You got your master's in science degree.
Yes.
So tell me, what was the how did you get to this point? Why are you sharing all of this wonderful information with us?
I like plants.
Okay.
I like growing plants. I like using plants to heal myself.
Right.
But how I got started was when I was in college, I have asthma.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know that asthmatics can't take NyQuil.
Right.
Oh, really?
But I did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I
either.
ended up in the hospital.
Really?
It was terrible. It was just terrible. I thought I was going to die. I wasn't anywhere near death, but when you can't breathe, you feel like you're going to die.
Right.
So I started looking for alternative ways to treat my asthma when I had a cold.
Right.
Because I couldn't, just my inhaler wasn't doing it. So that's how I got into plants. And it just grew from there. And then I started experimenting on my friends and family, making products, hair and skincare products. And I said, well, I'm doing this. Why don't I just go to school and do it for real?
Okay.
So I completed my master's program. And then we come to this book, which was all of my favorite plants
Right.
To use medicinally. I can talk about a few of them. My very first favorite, though, and my signature plant is lavender.
And why is that?
It is so useful, and it smells so very good. But mostly, it's a very useful plant.
Yes.
For example, when you use it as a tea or for aromatherapy, it's very relaxing. It's good to treat anxiety. But when you get a wound, like burning, you ladies cook, right?
Yeah.
You burn yourself in the kitchen.
Quite often.
Not me.
Have a bottle of lavender. Have a bottle of lavender. Keep it in the kitchen.
Right.
As soon as you burn yourself, take the oil, put it directly on the wound. No blistering, no pain the next day.
Wow.
No redness.
Because it's so known for anxiety relief. Never knew you could use it for that.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. So this book seems it's going to be very helpful. You offer
Yes. And you also get
descriptive characters of it.
Yes. You know how to identify it.
Yes.
How it works, like the method of action. So we all know that plants work, but we're wondering, how does it work?
Right.
What does it do in your body? So the therapeutic actions explain how the plant works in your body.
Right.
Okay.
Each plant comes with a recipe that you can use at home, either for it's a variety of teas, decoctions. I use rosemary as aromatherapy because it makes you happy. It increases your memory.
Okay.
There was actually a study done on rosemary. They took 40 students, divided them in half. 20 students were given rosemary to smell before their exam. The other group wasn't. The group that was performed better on the test than the group that wasn't because it stimulates your memory. Just smelling it.
Right.
Will stimulate your memory, help you be more alert, more focused.
Yes.
And then if you mix it with some orange, you're going to be in a good mood. So you're alert and happy just by smelling oranges and rosemary.
So do you give this information on each? You got warning and dosage, research. Do you give this on each plant?
On each plant.
Awesome.
A complete guide. And then I also tell you how to grow it.
Okay.
If you decide that, you know.
In the garden.
In the garden. If the gardening life is for you, because it's for me.
Okay.
You can grow it. And actually, for my lemon, the plant that appears on page 100 in the book, that is actually my dwarf lemon tree.
Oh, okay.
I think
that
you showed us
grows
that
in
last
my
time you
yard.
were here.
Yes, but
Yes.
it's also in the book.
Oh, cute.
The same with the rosemary. The actual rosemary picture is my rosemary bush from home.
Okay.
Love
I
it.
use my own pictures when I can.
Oh, that's
Now
wonderful.
taking pictures of nature.
Okay.
This is awesome.
So rosemary, my grandmother was was an herbalist, and so one of the things that's passed down was with rosemary. What we used it for was a hair rinse.
Okay.
When my mom was in the hair, she was a hairstylist. That was one of her side gigs, and so she would boil the rosemary and then keep it in a jar. And whenever we washed her hair, we rinsed it with the rosemary, and it brought shine to the
And
hair.
you've taught me something.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was used for hair.
Yeah, so
I might have to go experimenting.
Yeah, it brought shine to the hair, and it also relieved itching and dandruff. So it's very, very good.
Now, for that, I use tea tree oil.
Oh, yes,
For the
yes, I
itching
use-
and the dandruff. Actually, I do make a hair oil that has argan oil, tea tree oil, olive
I love
oil.
argan.
Yes.
And what I like about this is you introduce us to some things that we don't know. You don't have a list of the common herbs. You got a few of them I'm not familiar with, which is great.
Okay.
Some extra bonuses for me. Number 31, pronounce that. Yarrow?
Yes, yarrow.
Yarrow. What is that?
Yarrow is actually a good plant. It was used in medieval times to staunch wounds. So it stops bleeding, but it also reduces inflammation, and it's a good tonic. So, but mostly, like, I use it for wounds and cuts. If you're in an emergency situation and you don't have access to medical care, honey and some yarrow to tend your wounds.
You put it
honey
directly
as
on
a
the wound?
disinfectant, and just sprinkle the yarrow powder in the wound, and it will stop the bleeding.
Page 131.
The last entry.
The last entry. Now, ginger is my herb of all herbs.
Yeah.
I drink a ginger. I use ginger and lemon every morning. I boil it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good for detoxification. Good for your digestive tract. Feverfew.
What is that?
Feverfew is actually a good plant for fevers.
Did you know that, Crystal?
No, I didn't know
learning
about
some
that.
stuff. You learn stuff on this show. Not just about building a business, but you learn some things.
So, wow.
Congratulations.
Now, how did you get into this? I know about the asthma, but something had, even before the asthma, you had to have some basis to go to the natural as opposed to finding another drug that didn't affect your allergy.
Yeah, I just liked plants.
Okay.
And I've always been attracted to holistic kind of healing and being natural. Like, even when I was a kid, I was athletic and active, and my dad was like, eat well and all of that.
Right.
And I was just drawn to plants. And I thought at first I had a black thumb. Like, no, if you can't ask for food and water, it will die in my care. And then I planted a garden just because it seemed like a good idea. It was summertime or spring, and I planted my first garden, and I fell in love. I fed my family that entire summer out of my garden. I only went to the store for eggs, milk, and protein.
Do you have children?
I have 2 children.
Wow, cool.
Awesome.
So what would be some of the herbs that one would keep in their household for day-to-day use? In summer, wintertime, we catch colds. And then
So standard household herbs.
Yes.
Aloe.
Okay, aloe is wonderful.
Chamomile helps you sleep.
Okay.
Mostly all
So
over
if you
here.
take some chamomile with some lavender, that's good for when you can't sleep. Cinnamon is good for weight loss.
Yeah, I have cinnamon in my cafe mocha every morning when I'm at the
Stop
gym.
telling people you have a cafe. She has a cafe. I don't have a cafe. I stand there with attitude. And my nails don't even change colors, but they be red because she be having a cafe mocha after a workout.
It's good that you have it in your drinks. But if next time you're in the supplement aisle at your GNC or your local pharmacy, stop by and pick up some cinnamon supplements.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, they come in supplements, 2,000 milligrams every night before you go to bed.
Okay.
Keep that bloating away.
Oh,
Keep your metabolism up.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the
Especially
supplement.
good for postmenopausal women.
Right.
To keep that metabolism up.
Okay, I can use that. Okay, that works. That's something I didn't know.
We already know garlic is good for the blood pressure.
Okay.
Feverfew, just for if you do have, especially in the winter, we get the flu, we get the fever. Instead of taking all the ibuprofen and all of that, just get some feverfew or some echinacea. Everybody knows about echinacea now.
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing, but one that people mostly don't know. Shiitake mushroom.
Right.
That has become my secret ingredient.
And it's used for what does it cure and promote?
It stimulates your immune system. When it's in your body, when shiitake's in your body thinks it's an invader like bacteria, but it's not. So it makes more white blood cells, which stimulates your immune system, which helps you get better.
Right.
It also helps you deal with physical stress. So for those of you who are going and always going, and you're starting to feel run down, keep some shiitake mushroom around. It'll help revitalize you, much like ginseng does. So if you do ginseng and shiitake mushroom together, you get the immune strength with the energy and everything that comes with ginseng as well.
Let me ask you a question as it relates to your children. Is there anything that you would say, because sometimes some people believe that herbs can be a little harsh for kids, or it's hard for kids to take herbs. What are your thoughts? Is there anything on here that you would say don't give to your kids until they get a certain age, or is it limitless?
I'm not going to say it's limitless. It depends on what you're trying to do. Some of them have not been researched as the dose for children, which I state in my book. If it has not been researched, I do not just give it to your kids.
So what do you give your children here?
I actually give my kids homeobotanicals, which are concentrated blends of tinctures of herbs that I then put in their water when they're not looking.
Now, do you make those as well, or do you buy those?
The homeobotanicals are made by one source in New Zealand, and the average Joe cannot buy them. You can only buy them if you took the course.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and I buy them from the college.
So what's equivalent to that for mothers who can't get that? So should we just stick to the ginger? What blend can we?
It depends on what is going on with your child. But say if you have a cold, some echinacea and some shiitake mushroom will go a long way. It does not make a very tasty concoction.
No,
I can tell you
it's hard. How do you get them to drink it?
You tell them this isn't going to taste good, but you can have a popsicle after.
Okay.
so you can get them to
or
take it.
Sometimes they'll just add a little honey to it just to sweeten it, but the shiitake mushroom doesn't taste well with honey. It's actually more of it tastes better with a savory flavor. So when I do shiitake and ginseng and echinacea, I add like a dash of salt to it. Just to make it palatable, and then drink it down.
And if you're using these to cook with, do they have the same medicinal purposes as well?
Not necessarily.
Not because of the heat.
Because the heat breaks things down.
Okay.
And the heat destroys the active constituents.
Right.
Okay.
So like frying it or something like that. But now if you're boiling something, well, no, you'll get as long as you drink the broth, you will still get all of the active constituents.
But if you use them, whatever's edible, you use them in salads like mushrooms, if you can eat.
Yes.
Then you can use that.
Cranberry is actually in an unsweetened juice, very good for UTIs.
Yeah.
We all know that. We've been hearing that for years. But there have been many studies done that show that cranberry is effective in the prevention of, not the treatment of. Once you have it, it's not going to help you. But in the prevention of, it is good. Same with, just don't want to forget here, same with lemon as a detoxification agent.
Yeah, I love lemon.
That's why I have a lemon tree. I want a lemon orchard because I use so many lemons. I think I use about a dozen lemons every 3 days. It's
because
really
it
bad.
keeps you regular. I know my grandmother lived to be 103, and one of the things that she did on every single day for her whole entire life was drink warm lemon water every morning when she first woke up. That's the first thing that went into her mouth.
We've all done the Master Cleanse diet at one point, right?
I attempted to do the diet, but it was just too much olive oil for me. I couldn't.
The Master Cleanse?
The Master Cleanse is when you drink the olive oil, right?
No, the Master Cleanse is when you drink the lemon. It's called the lemonade diet as well.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so
what's the cleanse when you drink the whole bucket of olive oil?
I have no idea, and that sounds frightening.
You don't remember that one?
No,
I know
I can't think of it.
cayenne pepper, and I know I saw cayenne here because it stimulates the.
Well, actually, cayenne pepper is good topically for rheumatoid arthritis, any kind of muscular pain, nerve pain, diabetic neuropathy, pain from multiple sclerosis, and I tell you how to make the salve in the book as well.
My niece is she's like what do you call it?
Arthritic?
She stands on her feet. She does. She's
right now, currently, actually, there is a patch that you can buy that I believe is like 8% capsicum, which is the essential oil in cayenne pepper. It is so strong that a nurse practitioner has to put it on for you.
Right.
Because if you touch it and then touch your...
Oh, it will...
But you know, the cayenne pepper for women over 40, it makes them hot flash.
It can. It can, but I have found that with the lemonade diet, okay, so I take the lemonade with the maple syrup, and that's it. And that's my standard drink now. I don't drink juice anymore. I drink the lemonade with the maple syrup, and minus the cayenne pepper because that's bad for your teeth every day.
Right.
But I have noticed that since I stopped drinking juice, like I have a glass every once in a while, but just making that my regular drink, and of course water and tea, but I keep the bloating down.
Yeah.
You keep your system moving. You know, your skin and everything just stays good.
So that's good without the cayenne pepper.
Just without the cayenne pepper.
Okay.
Just as a regular beverage now.
So let me say this again. I love your look. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're all natural. I love it.
Thank you.
So are you using your own hair? Are you using your own hair product on your hair?
I do use my own hair products on my hair.
Okay. What does that consist of?
It's just the hair oil. So my friend actually twisted my hair for me because I did it myself. I tried. She's like, "Oh, Kelly, no." They're all different sizes back here, and your parts aren't straight. I'm like, well, I don't have eyes back there. I did the best I could. She's like, no, let me redo your hair for you and start over. So I started locking my hair about 2 months ago now, and I'm loving it. It's the best thing I ever did for my hair.
It looks very nice and very natural.
Thank you.
So do they get the book?
So you can buy the book on my website, kndkconsulting.com, or you can buy it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Yes, and you can also buy it at Malik Books in the Crenshaw Mall. And I will be there for my book signing Saturday, September 28th from 2 to 6.
Okay.
You can catch me at Malik Books.
Okay.
I'll be signing books and all of that.
Congrats. Well, we're so happy that you're here and you came here and you brought your book. And this is awesome. And my nephews have asthma, and we always give them NyQuil. So now I'll talk to my sister and we'll replace it with an herb now.
Yes.
Because both of them have asthma, but especially the
I
oldest
make
one.
a respiratory tincture that is good for asthma.
So we will talk and see.
We need to talk.
Yeah. Well, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And you'll get this version, your edit. We'll edit the video and send it over to you. Wonderful. And make sure you send me your flyer information for when you're going to have your book signing.
I will.
And we'll make sure we'll get that out as well. And
Beautiful.
I'll put your information in the description of the video.
Dawn, and we need to work out together.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even if we just go on a hike, we just need to work out together.
So we're going to take a quick break and introduce our next guest. Are you leaving? Because we would love to take a picture.
Oh, I'm happy to stay.
Okay, cool. Then we'll get a picture right after we do Asia. Well, thank you so much for coming out. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to move on to our next guest, who is a restaurant consultant. And we'll be right back.
Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft, but when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support.
And welcome back to the Business Zone. Wasn't that some fantastic information to keep us healthy and make sure that we live a long and vibrant life?
Yes, absolutely.
And not taking medication, because you know that I'm totally against that stuff.
So am I.
Yeah, I know. So now our next guest, this young lady is much needed for anybody that is in the restaurant business, because I tell you, you go to a restaurant and sometimes the food may be great, but the experience is
lacking.
not.
Yes, exactly.
It's lacking. And then, of course, if you're behind the scenes, the owners are very stressed out because they need your help.
That's right.
They need your help. So Miss Asia Beard, she has Her mission is to help startup and existing restaurants achieve excellence in food safety, food costs, and data operations. She's currently offering one-to-one consulting, and she's an instructor. She teaches classes to help establish getting back on track financially, which is really important for restaurants because they have a very tiny margin.
Yes.
And they need to make sure they're working within their budget.
Exactly.
They're heavily, I do accounting for all businesses, but with the restaurant business, you can't have the business without the labor.
Right.
And so it's really about 55 to 60% labor costs. And then the other part is the food costs, which leaves a very narrow margin for the profit. So you work very hard in order to make money. So you've been in the hospitality industry for over 20 years, and 15 of them were specifically in restaurant management. You've worked in 14 different states, helping establish new restaurants and enjoy putting all the pieces together to make sure that they're successful. Yes. So welcome, Asia. Glad to have you.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what would you say is the biggest pitfall for a restaurant?
Probably
the largest.
I'm going to have to say at least two.
Okay.
One, just jumping in blindly. A lot of the clients that I've worked with have not been in the restaurant industry before. You know, maybe they were in marketing, maybe they were an exec somewhere else, maybe they were just a completely different field, and they think, you know what, I like cooking at home, or I like to, you know, make food for 10, 50, you know, my family members. I'm going to open a restaurant, right? And I just want to really stress to people that cooking at home is very different from cooking for the public.
It is.
You know, there's a lot of different protocols, regulations, certificates that you need in order just to even open the doors. And so I encourage anybody that wants to follow their passion, absolutely do that, but make sure you take the time to do the research, find out what you need, hire a consultant, or if you want to speak to people that are in the industry already. You know, I would even be as bold to say, go work at a restaurant for a little while, okay? And, you know, do that behind the scenes, that back of house work. Go in as that hourly employee and just see what you're getting into. So I would say that. And then the other big pitfall is they underestimate how much capital they'll need. Restaurant equipment is extremely expensive, even if it's used. Location is obviously going to be expensive. So there's so many other overhead costs and other costs that people don't think about besides the food and the labor that they usually will run out of money before they can even really get it going, you know. And it's hard to maintain and build your reputation if you're only open for a few months. So the goal is really to do your research, get the information, get the experience, and then also make sure you budget for enough money.
That is so true.
It's
in our community, one of the reasons why our restaurants don't open up on time or close early because of what? They don't have the inventory. They run out of the product. They run out of the,
And one of my pet peeves is going to a restaurant that sells waffles and chicken, and they have no waffles. That really is a pet peeve of mine.
Somebody has mismanaged something. And so, you know, having managers on staff and having people that are trained properly, setting up your inventory, par levels, you know, there's so many different tools that are out there that you can use so that doesn't happen. And that should always be the priority of the owner or the operator, to be able to offer a consistent, excellent experience to each guest that comes in, whether you come in when you first start or whether you're coming in 10 minutes before you close, right?
Now, would you say hiring a consultant on the front end or the middle part? They've been in business and they you know, they seem to think everything is growing and going, or on the back end where we're.
So I'm going to say you can hire a consultant at any point. I would recommend in the beginning. I'm working actually with Doolin's on Crenshaw. They're partnering up with Kim Prince, who's going to be opening up a Hotville Chicken over in the Crenshaw area. So they have brought me on board to help make sure that all the fundamentals are there, because you want to start off right? You only get one chance to make a good first impression. And so if we can get everything, all of our ducks in a row in the very beginning, then it should move along slowly or smoothly. But, you know, not everybody thinks about that. They may not want to spend that money on that consultant, and that's understandable. You open up, you start, you're in business and maybe it's going good for a little while, but then things start to happen. Maybe people get sticky fingers. Maybe things again are getting mismanaged and you're not making the money that you should be making.
Right.
Bring in a consultant, bring in that third set of eyes to start looking at your business, because we're going to look for things that you may miss on a day-to-day basis because you're just so inundated in the actual business. But definitely reach out to somebody who can support you. And keep in mind, consulting is a write-off. So this is not just something that's going to, take money out of your pocket. You will be able to write that cost off when you do your taxes.
And overall, it can save you money in the long run.
Absolutely.
And it can help you increase that bottom line, right? Because you're not spending unnecessary money in areas that can gobble up your capital because you're not sure what you're doing.
Right, absolutely. My goal is, if I'm not helping you streamline your costs or make more money, then you don't need me, right? Okay. So my whole existence and why I put this business together is to make sure that you are being successful.
Okay.
So have you ever go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Have you ever run across a company that you felt like you could not help? They were too far gone?
So far, no.
Good.
So far, no. I don't want to jinx myself because I do believe I will say I've run across companies that I have given advice to and they didn't want to take that advice. And they continued. We'll just say they're not doing well. Right, okay. And people need to understand, in order to grow, you need to change. If you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're not getting the results that you want, you might want to change and try to do something else, right? Sometimes we can have a menu that's just too labor intensive. So guess what? I might recommend that you cut a few items. Let's run reports and see how much you're selling of everything, and let's start trimming a little bit. Right. Maybe you have employees that are running your customers away because of their poor customer service. Your team can make or break you. You could do everything right on the back end, but if you've got a cancerous employee who's either stealing from you or is rude to your guests or doing all of this, all of that hard work is going to go down the drain. So I might recommend, we need to bring somebody else in. You need somebody else in your front line.
And would you also recommend regular training for their staff, and that should be on a calendar?
Absolutely.
That we're going to have hospitality or customer service training or understanding what the menus are, and so
I'm a big fan of pre-shift meetings. So even if it's a quick 3 to 5 minute meeting before the shift starts, let them know what your objectives are, the goals are. If there's something going on in the kitchen, specials, have them taste it so they can sell it. If there's something that maybe you're out of, but hey, we've got this going on. There should be a time where you come together as a team and start that shift off right?
Okay.
And then you can also schedule either weekly or monthly safety meetings. You want to revisit hand washing. You want to revisit how to probably store, cold items.
Right.
That should not be something that, you say it one time when they first get hired and then you forget about it. There should be constant reminders because we are constantly hiring new people and things get forgotten.
Right.
So absolutely schedule some time.
Good point.
And the biggest one is pricing of the product.
Absolutely.
Because the market, a lot of times they don't understand. Big restaurants understand that every item, all their cost of goods, is really the base of the price, and then how they can maximize the profit,
right,
and whatever the market will bear, right? So how often should they revisit that pricing of their product?
So I will tell you, the vendors that they're purchasing from are probably raising prices every year. I would get annual notices from Coke, Pepsi. By this date, this is going to be your new price. So you should be revisiting your prices every year. But you also want to make sure that you've costed everything out correctly from the beginning. And so I do teach a food cost class, which works through those formulas. I like to start there with a lot of my clients because so often we base our pricing on our competitor or what we think the value is. I'm just going to sell that for 99 cents. Well, it's costing you 75 cents just to make it.
Exactly.
So it takes, you have to take that time. You've got to put in a little bit of math work. There are programs online that you can purchase to help you with those formulas, but you've got to take that time to price it right because that's where your money is, right? You're always going to have to pay people to work for you, right? You're going to have people to open the doors, so that cost doesn't go away. You have to have a location, so there's always going to be overhead. But your food cost, that's what's adjustable, and so that's where you want to really maximize your profit margin.
Right, right, yeah. Because even in all businesses, I think they don't go back to revisit.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Some of this information can be applied to business across the board.
Absolutely.
Right.
I need to raise my rates. I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, because prices go up. And now, right now we're looking at with what's happening with the tariffs, that's really going to make a big impact in the restaurant business because of the fact if you're bringing food from, food that's coming in from China, it's going to cost, humongous amount of money now.
The minimum wage increase.
And that was huge. Yeah.
Huge for us.
Yeah.
So it's especially because we do have a lot of turnover in our industry. It's just part of the industry. A lot of people see it as a stepping stone to something else. And so they're kind of in and out. And so you don't have high wages normally. But now minimum wage has changed the game on that.
Okay. So. That's excellent. I actually do a summer biz camp for kids every year. And I'm actually getting ready to gear up for another camp that we're teaching kids. They're going to be in a 12-week program. A lot of times the kids have a food-based business. And so I'd love for you to come out. These kids are in, my summer program is a 3-week intensive, but I do 2 sessions. And then they compete like a Shark Tank.
Nice.
And so we look for individuals to be judges for our kids in order to because they make money for at these camps. And
that's pretty awesome. I'm
gonna have to bring my daughter. She's been on me about a lemonade stand or a cupcake stand. So I'm gonna have to sneak her in that one.
And then I got a camp that's getting ready to start in October where they're going to be competing for $5,000.
How old are these kids? Wait a minute.
They're
what are they doing with $5,000?
Ages of 14 to 23 years old. My summer camp is from 13 to 18.
Very nice.
So and that camp, the top is $750. But the $5,000 is a team work, and they split the team. So we'd love to have you come out.
I would love to do that.
So how do people reach you?
All right, you can go to my website, which is Ask Aja. My name is spelled AJA. It's after the Steely Dan album. I'm not named after the continent. I get that a lot. So ASKAJA.com. And my phone number 424-227-2625. So again, that's 424-227-2625. I also work with Pacific Coast Regional, which is a small business development center. So I teach my classes there, and I also do advising there. So if you are a client or you're looking to be a client for that particular group, please reach out to them, and you can contact me through them.
Oh, fantastic. I'm going to have you back to come on and talk about pricing, and that's all we're going to talk about is pricing. I do collaboration with the Los Angeles Urban League, so I do a lot of my classes over there. We actually did talk about having a class on pricing.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's critical.
Yes, real critical. So I'm going to reach out to you and see if you might be interested in coming over there, because we do a lot with the businesses on Crenshaw.
Very nice.
So would love to have you introduce you to them, because they're always looking for
I will say, I know
consultant.
that this podcast probably reaches everybody as well as outside the Crenshaw area. So I will travel. If it's within 30 miles or less, I will come out to you. I'm working with a couple of folks, Tacos Poncitlan in Altadena and Pasadena. They have 2 locations there. They're actually going to be opening up a food trailer, Que Antojazo. So it'll have, Mexican sweets, treats. It's an infusion of different flavors and cultures, or the cultures of Mexico. And then also Abuela's food truck, which is a new one that's going to be a Puerto Rican food truck. And that's going to be run by Isaac Santiago. And so I love to, just have people look out for them, because they're doing some big things, and it's nice to see people start from scratch and grow.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Nice
thank you so much for being on the show. Can you stick around for a little bit so we can get some pictures?
Yes, definitely.
And thank you. This is good information, and the more information that you have to make sure your business is running successful is paramount. To making money, actually, and I'm only about making money. So you got to have all the components to make, and all the tools and the professionals that can help you do that.
They can help you do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
so I will be referring you.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate that.
for sure, because I have quite a few businesses.
Is that your card?
Yes, right.
That's cars. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and bring up our... We just had an action-packed day today, didn't we?
Yes, I'm tired.
But this one's going to be pretty special, and I'm excited, and a little male energy.
Hopefully he brought his machine so I can really see how this voice works.
Yeah, I think he does. I think I see it. So we'll take a quick break and we'll make the change out here with our guests, and we'll be right back. You're tuned in to the Business Zone with Crystal Gilbert
and Dawn.
And Dawn. See you in a minute.
Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan & Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business-ready, contract-ready, and bank loan-ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan & Associates help subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan & Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan & Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan & Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan & Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now.
Midterm elections are coming up. But does your vote actually make a difference? U.S. voter turnout is amongst the lowest in the entire developed world. And it might be because we feel like our individual vote won't make a difference in the mass of votes. Like one Skittle won't make a difference in a jar of hundreds. But it's time we stop horsing around and we get to voting, because democracy, it's like pretty important. You might think one vote will make a difference, but if you and the person next to you feel the same way, then that creates a domino effect that could lead to the loss of a bunch of votes. Plus, who says a few votes can't make a difference? Check this out. In 2000, George W. Bush won Florida by only 537 votes. About 6 million votes were cast in Florida, which means that he won by only 0.009%. And this gave him the presidency. In 1839, Marcus Morden became the governor of Massachusetts thanks to one.
Okay, and we are back with the Business Zone with Crystal Gilbert.
And Dawn.
And wow, we usually have one or two guests, but today we had some extra special guests. And so we're glad to have you here. We have Bosko and Maya Kante. Kante. And they're the founders of ElectroSpit. ElectroSpit. Okay. And Maya is a business strategist and certified spiritual life coach. She has led life marketing campaigns for leading brands and have built ElectroSpit online presence and spearheaded their Kickstarter campaign. And then Bosko is a Grammy-winning producer and TalkBox artist. His vast network of music influencers and intimate knowledge of the tech and customer value proposition provides ElectroSpit with a unique advantage in crafting innovative music creation, hardware, and software. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
I was just so impressed, Don.
I'm super excited.
I know. I went to do some research and I was like, wow, this, my area is business, so this is the creative area, but you've blended both of them nicely.
Definitely. Thank you.
Nicely. So can you tell our audience what your product is? And
So it's a mobile tubeless TalkBox, and I don't know how much of your audience is familiar with the TalkBox, but the traditional TalkBox takes about 5 pieces, and so you almost need to be a mechanical engineer just to be able to put it together. One of the pieces is a tube that goes into your mouth, right? And so it makes it really hard to talk. So I'm sure a lot of your audience is familiar with Roger, right? Who doesn't know Roger Troutman? And then some of the other pioneers are people like Peter Frampton, and then our shining star is Stevie Wonder, who was one of the first pioneers of the TalkBox. And people don't often realize that he wrote Tell Me Something Good, which features the TalkBox. So Bosko has been on numerous albums with the TalkBox, and now with our product, the ESX1 mobile tubeless TalkBox, but he's done it for artists like Kanye West, J. Cole, Big Boy of Outkast. More recently, we've done things with Dua Lipa, which was 2019 Grammy winner of the Best New Artist Award. And E40 has been
just recently did a song
with E40, Method Man, and Redman. Yeah, so Bosko also has a mechanical engineering degree from USC, and so he took his career, his 20 plus years as a music producer, and combined that with his knowledge of mechanical engineering and reinvented the TalkBox and made it mobile, took out the tube, and we combined it with our own signature app that makes it easier for musicians to play as well as non-musicians. So you want to give everybody a little taste there?
Okay. Oh, BusinessZone, BusinessZone, yeah.
Oh, wow, nice.
California love. Cali, 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 Cali. California love. California knows how to party. California knows how to party. In the city of LA. ElectroSpit, baby.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Awesome.
So you're innovative, and you've actually did some disruption, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
You've made it very technical.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what we did, as Maya was saying, the TalkBox has all these pieces. You usually take a keyboard, which is connected into an amp, which is connected into a speaker, which is inside of a box, which goes through a tube, which goes into your mouth, which makes it difficult to talk. So when
we eliminated all of that.
We eliminated all that. Like, I had the chance to perform with Kanye West on the American Music Awards, and I couldn't perform live because it had all of those pieces.
Right, because this would be an in the studio kind of situation, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So he had to lip sync.
I had to lip sync, which is messed up because I wanted to show what I could do.
Right, exactly. This is a big opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Shining moment in his career.
But I could just dance along with the music, but
Milli Vanilli it basically.
No.
But the flip side is, well, at least I did create the original.
Right.
Yes.
But there was the opportunity that got me thinking, how do I make this easier and make it mobile? Fast forward, we went through a technology and music accelerator called Zoo Labs in the Bay Area.
West Oakland.
West Oakland, started by some ex-Google engineers. Started thinking about the future, put ourselves 5 years into the future. Let's use this with the mobile phone, make it portable, mobile, so we don't need any wires, and get the TalkBoxers and artists out into the front of the stage.
Wow.
That is phenomenal, because a lot of times we think of linear thinking, right? Just what has been used, not really, especially creative people. I mean, music is your creation, but not necessarily going, okay, well, let me create the new whatever gadget that will make my industry, excel, right? We don't usually think like that.
No, and that was a great technique, because we can't compete with billion-dollar companies today.
That's already started now.
Right.
But we can compete in the future with something they haven't started doing yet, and then by the time they get there, we'll be ahead of them. And so that's a technique that you can use in any industry to disrupt.
Right.
So we see the mobile phone, as an opportunity, an unutilized opportunity for the future of music creation, because everybody has a phone, right? I mean, even the guy in the corner selling oranges has a phone, right?
Right.
And so we see that as an opportunity to get more people creating musically who have been barred in the past from music creation by the time that it takes to either, pay for lessons, the cost of lessons, the cost of equipment.
Right.
So we're servicing that community who want to actively create but have been barred in the past, and we're doing that using small hardware devices along with the smartphone.
So it seems like it makes you sound better too, huh? So you really have to know how to sing.
Exactly.
That's right.
I mean, I can't sing. I can sing. I'm just saying.
But and the great thing is you take a guy like Stevie Wonder, for example, who sings just fine.
Right.
But it's a different sound.
Yeah, it takes it to a different place.
Yeah, it's just another brush that he can paint with, essentially.
Right, exactly. And give you more variety in your music creativity, right?
Your
That's
tools.
right.
And your tool set is increased. What I love about what you're doing is, well, let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Mechanical engineering, where did that come from? Was that because parents say go to school to make some money, or
he comes from a long line?
A line of engineers and musicians. So my mom is a civil engineer. My grandmother was a math professor and an electrical engineer.
She was on the team that helped invent the microwave. His grandmother.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
History.
Yeah.
Back when
And
there were
his
very few
mother's
female
first cousin
engineers.
invented the laser.
Yeah.
So it goes deep.
The laser that
any type of laser, you get the laser.
Okay.
The laser.
Okay. Wow, cool.
A while back, but yes. And the other thing is, everybody is a musician in my family. Like, everybody plays an instrument. My mom plays the French horn. My grandmother played the trumpet. My great-grandfather had a jazz band and played the trumpet. The cousin who invented the laser played the clarinet. It's just like having music and engineering and science and math all mixed together is just like what we did.
And that's what music is based upon. Math,
exactly.
Right?
That's right.
And I'm in the accounting field, so when I learned to play the piano, I was like, oh, I can do this. This is because it's all about numbers.
Right.
The bass is about numbers.
Yeah.
All intervals and yes.
Okay, so that is
Timing.
awesome. So because when I saw that, I'm like, how did you get from music to mechanical engineering?
Yeah.
The two different brains.
Yeah. So I grew up and I wanted to be either a mechanical or an aerospace engineer.
Okay.
I got a full ride scholarship to USC.
Okay.
An academic scholarship, and but while I was there, I came to USC partially because I wanted to do recording engineering as
You grew
well.
up in Portland.
I grew up in Portland. There's
Okay.
no music business in
Yeah.
Portland.
No.
But when I got here, I didn't actually take any of the recording engineering classes. I just did mechanical. But I started hooking up with musicians in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And met one thing led to another. I met the guy who did the theme song, or was the DJ in Living Color.
Oh, okay.
We collaborated and ended up making a theme song to In Living Color when I was in school, which was my big break into the music industry. So, so you hear that theme song?
Yes.
You hear that laughing?
Yeah, that's you.
That's me laughing.
Okay. Wow, how amazing is that? Your family, your parents must be extremely proud of you.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're very proud. So you had a Kickstarter campaign.
Yes.
And so how did that go? And was this the prototype that has been developed, or was there another?
No, there have been several prototypes. Yeah, so I always tell people, I laugh when I tell this story. Our first prototype, and this is way before the Kickstarter, we had a sock that we were tying around the neck. With some little secret sauce electronics in there. And to reward people for being a part of this testing, it was Christmas, we gave out socks. It's like pairs of socks. Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But we got some very useful feedback from that session.
And we're here now.
Step by step. Sometimes you look at a goal and it's like, I could never make something that's like this professional piece of equipment.
You get overwhelmed.
But step by step, first it was the sock. And then it was PVC pipe
from Ace Hardware.
Ace Hardware, and then it was something that was 3D printed, and now it's something that's injection molded. So it's just step by step you get there. And
So is it manufactured here or in China?
China.
Okay. And so you've obviously, because that's not an easy task either. You got to learn how to navigate through
so as soon as the
patent,
and
the stealing of the patent.
So as soon as the Kickstarter was over, I said, you got to go to China now. He was like, but don't you? I was like, no, you got to go now. And so it was funny because everybody was like, well, aren't you going? I was like, no. He's the one with the mechanical engineering.
Right, so he knew exactly how to tell them what you wanted.
Exactly, yeah.
But it was intimidating. There's not other people that look like us over there, and I don't have a background speaking Mandarin. So, going by myself to China was kind of crazy, but getting there, I actually realized that the Chinese are subject to a lot of the same stereotypes that African Americans are here. People,
or just Africans all over the
Africans
world.
all over the world, yeah.
Right.
I mean, they're always accused of they're not original. They're going to rip you off. But you can have those problems anywhere in the world if you talk to the wrong people. But if you get good references
and build relationships,
you can find amazing people. And we were fortunate we found great people in China that we're working with.
So you went there and found, because my brother-in-law had a patent product, and he actually worked with a guy that was Chinese, and so he took him there.
That makes sense.
And introduced him to everybody he needed to know.
And we did something similar where we made some relationships here with friends of ours who had already manufactured with this particular contract manufacturer. And then when we got there, we had someone to show us around. We could go see the factory. And seeing the factory and how things are put together is important in terms of how you design. Right. Because you think that the equipment is being put together by craftsmen and engineers. No, it's people that they're just coming through their summer job.
They could be a cashier at any place. Here they don't have any specific technical background or skill. They're just kind of like, I'm gonna put this together.
You snapping together, but when you put an assembly line together, each person, they only have to know how to do one part of it. So they can get really good at that part, and you put them all together.
Screwing that one screw in, and that's it.
That's it. But then you have to do the design in order to make it so they can assemble it in that way.
Okay.
They can't it can't be where they have to take 30 minutes and adjust something. No, it's got to be snap. Go.
No, right.
Snap.
Okay.
Go. And that we came back and had to do all of that design work to make it easy for them to put it together.
And then sent the prototype over, and then and the 3D printing has really made this kind of stuff better than just a flat piece of paper, right?
Yes.
So they can actually see what you have in your head.
Yeah.
So 3D printing is awesome.
I don't know how we could have done it without 3D printing, and it's so much. It's expensive, like to make a 3D printed version of this might cost like $1,000, but in the past you had to use CNC machining, and someone had to. It could be $5,000, $10,000.
Right. Yeah, because prototyping is really expensive. Yeah, right.
And then you make it and you find, we need to change this.
Yeah,
we gotta make another one.
Right.
And pretty soon
you have to go back and pay that same price because you're spending all the money. So did you raise what you were looking to raise for in the Kickstarter?
Yeah. So our goal. We reached our goal in less than 48 hours, and then by the end of the campaign, we had reached almost 300% over our goal. But that took a lot of work, a lot of reaching out to different publications, and we got picked up. We were lucky to get picked up by some people like Pitchfork, and Kickstarter really took a liking to our project and pushed us on a lot of their newsletters and made us projects we love. And then also one of the biggest influences was having influencers who were really excited about our product, who we didn't have to pay
well, that's good though. You need that
because they were excited.
We couldn't at the time. We couldn't pay them.
Yes, they just wanted to demo the product, and so we took advantage of them being excited about the product and demoing it, and just film them, and then use that as our Kickstarter film.
And I'm gonna say, in the sense of, we took advantage of the moment, but we became partners with each one of those influencers in the sense that they got the opportunity to be at the cutting edge of technology. They can show all of their followers, how they're pushing the envelope, and that helps them. And a lot of them have been giving us feedback and ideas on how to improve the product. So they've been part of the development going forward. So it's been a win-win for all of the influencers that we work with.
Yeah. So are there quite a few celebrities that are using your product now?
Yeah. So in our Kickstarter video, you can see people like Teddy Riley, David Guetta, and David Guetta's people reached out to Bosko to do the Bruno Mars Versace on the Floor remix. So it helps that he already has all of these connections, right?
That helps a lot. Connections are amazing.
So we got a call, from you talked to Big Boy the other day. He wants to have some of the ElectroSpit on a new album that he's doing. Just did a song on E40's new album with Redman and Method Man. So
that's taking your career to a different level, right? In addition to the product itself.
They work hand in hand. Because I have the relationships, and then when people see the device, they're like, "Oh, I want to get that on my record." So then they call me, and then because I'm on a record with somebody like a Big Boy or a Dua Lipa, it brings more exposure to the device, and then more people want to buy the ESX1. So it's just win-win. It just builds higher and higher.
Now, how long have the product been available, and how long have you been using it? When you guys literally have this particular product available for market? So
we actually are still doing pre-orders, and we are delivering a few handmade ones. He's still so we're in the middle of another fundraising campaign, but it's an equity fundraise to finish the mass production of the ESX1, and our first one went towards all of the development for manufacturing. And now that we have all of our contracts laid out and all of the design work finished and all the materials picked out and all of that, now we just need to pay the factory. And so what we have now is parts, and so he's been hand making each one, and so because it's so time consuming, we've been selling those at a premium price or leveraging them for our our campaign. So and we have been also delivering them to some of our early pre-orders and our Kickstarter backers.
So you guys need a Shark Tank kind of involvement, don't you?
That would be a good look.
You ain't ready
to go there.
I'm not ready for somebody to try to poke holes in me because I got a mouth, and so I don't.
Well, there's some other Shark Tank type people that are not necessarily on television. That could be very interesting. And you guys are up there in Silicon Valley. So you know that there's some really talented. There's some other monies out there. Mr. Wonderful and him having big holes in
But it's been this new campaign. It's been great because we've connected with people who are big fans of the sound, fans of the instrument, and to give them an opportunity to be part of the team, part of the story, and invest in our company. They're thankful. We're thankful. It's like a win-win. It pushes us forward, and we have a roadmap for some other amazing instruments that follow a similar blueprint. They take a sound or a technique that people love and make it easier and make it accessible to anyone. So we there's a lot of growth that's happening.
And what about publicity? Are you doing like press releases? I mean, I know you were ready for that so that the world will know that you're out there doing what you're doing. Yeah, you're the marketing strategist, right? So getting out there. So is that working and helping you? Moving the project forward.
So we did CES this year. We did the Engadget stage of CES, and Just Blaze, who is a well-known DJ and producer for people like Rick Ross and Jay-Z. List goes on and on. He actually came out to CES and did our demo with us, so we've had great opportunities like that, and we've been taking advantage of all of them. So
getting the word out as much as possible. Definitely on our Instagram. Okay. You know, that's at ElectroSpit.
All right.
And
so
ElectroSpit.com too.
So are you ready for a mass production?
We're ready.
You're ready?
Yeah,
so
we're ready. We just need to check.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's coming. Our
It's
campaign
coming, no
is going
doubt.
well.
Yeah.
It's going well.
Yeah, we just hit a milestone in our campaign. We're almost at 30,000 right now, and we have verbal commitments from people who want to invest but not on the platform. And so we found that the platform serves as a good talking point, you know, and getting
get you at the table.
getting right, exactly, making contact with people. And some people will invest through the platform because it gives them the opportunity to invest at a lower level if they want to, like if they just want to put in $100, you know what I mean, just to support us, you know.
And or an investment of $500. We did something that hasn't really been done on this platform before. If you invest $500, you get the full $500 value of your investment, but then you also get an ESX1. So you get the product plus your investment.
Your investment. That's awesome. And so how do they find you on Kickstarter if anybody's interested?
Well, our Kickstarter was last year, so this year we're doing microventures.com.
Okay.
Yep, and you can find our particular campaign at bit.ly/ES investor.
Yeah, another way to find is if you just go to microventures.com/ElectroSpit, you can find it, or you can just go to our website, ElectroSpit.com, and we have a banner
link to our
you can go. So that's probably the best way. Go to ElectroSpit.com
and then you can find everything. Well, you guys are absolutely awesome. You know, when we talk about creating businesses, we as Black people, that's what I'm always talking about. We have to be innovative. We need to be disruptors and know that we have the same talent and skills that everybody else has, and we make things out of necessity. That's how the world was created in the first place. So I take my hat off to both of you for putting the time and the energy in there. I know a couple people I have some friends that got public companies that are looking to bring someone under.
We appreciate.
I don't know if that's his space, but I know he's doing some big stuff in around the world. He does global, international stuff. I'll introduce you guys. I'll
send it.
Definitely.
And then you guys can just you can make a presentation to him, and if he's interested. But he brings companies up underneath his public company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just one last thing to your point, I just wanted to say that part of the reason why we're so passionate about what we're doing is we really want to inspire other people, especially people of color, to be the creators and the solution, the solution to their own problems, like using tech to, don't wait for somebody else to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you be the creator of it. And we've been surprised and delighted at how many people have reached out to us to say, hey, I have this idea. How can I go about it? And it might be about music, and it might not be. But that's the purpose, is to inspire people.
We inspire children. I was just telling Asia.
I was listening.
And so I teach kids how to become entrepreneurs.
Yes,
and these kids
it's so
come
important.
with awesome ideas.
Yes.
So when I do the camp, if you guys are down in this area, I love you come and talk to the kids.
We're in Oakland, so let us know. We come down here often. So
because we want to expose our children early.
Yes.
I mean, a 14 or 15-year-old can create a business, find the funding, and just because the ideas that come out of their heads.
Well, they're in touch with things that we're not in touch with as adults, because they're living a different experience. They have different needs, so they can see opportunities that we can't see.
They're also more in touch with what's technically possible than we were at that age.
Yeah,
because they're growing up in it,
and they only know this, right? They don't know anything else. They only know it, and they know how to use social media like nobody's business. So I'm always, these kids, I've been doing this for 7 years. These kids just blow me away. And I teach them my business course, which usually takes 12 to years for my adults.
Right.
But I cram this into them in 3.5 weeks, and they come up with a business, and I'm like, y'all just make me pat myself on the back. And I come up and what I was last year, they had a competition, the one where they were competing for $5,000, and so they called the kids up, and I went up, and they're like, "Why you going?" Because they wouldn't have got that without me.
Right. So I want my credit.
I get my credit too.
Exactly.
Because
I love
these
that.
kids come in with a blank slate like this, and when they come out, they got a business plan. They got a business plan, and they get up there and they compete, and I'm just so proud of them. So I would love, and that's what I'm always talking to them about. No little jury business. No, we want some big stuff.
Yeah, something global.
Some global stuff. Yeah.
People, we don't realize what we can accomplish. We can make our dreams bigger, and we work together. There's this amazing businesses that we can create.
Yeah, and we did that. We did that at the beginning of slavery.
Yeah.
We had nothing here that wasn't built by us.
Right.
And it was out of the fact that we had to work so hard to make and the creativity that came out of our brains.
So much creativity.
And so now we just need to get that juices and the sparks of creating. And no, you can love music, but at the same time, you can go to school and become a mechanical. I'm a fellow Trojan as well. A mechanical engineer, but you don't have to work for anybody.
Right.
You can create your own, and the sky is your world. Create whatever you want, whatever's in your head. See something that's working, it's like, okay, I can better this.
Right.
And so that's basically what you're doing. So congratulations.
Thank you. Another trap I think that we fall into sometimes is thinking that it's too late because something's already been created. There's already an Uber, there's already a Google, and we can't do anything. But each one of those companies creates an opportunity to make a new technology that sits on top of that company. And there's a new $1 billion company, every couple weeks probably being created. So
I mean, this is going to go through an evolution. Once you get in another 1 year, or probably 1 year, it's going to be evolution. It's going to be smaller.
It's something different in the next 6 months.
Right, 6 months. So that's technology.
Yep.
It changes every day, right? And all of our businesses. I think I'm on 4.0. What about you?
Right. Yeah.
So all of us are always evolving, and so business is always. So you're absolutely right. The next version of Uber or Lyft will obviously be AI auto-driven vehicles that will pick you up. That's going to be the next. But you do have to understand the technology part. That doesn't, just because that particular job changes doesn't mean there's another place for you to be. So the technical side is where it should be.
Yeah, and it's possible. Like I have the mechanical engineering degree, but I didn't know how to code when I started this project, and I learned. You know, I got mentors. I went on YouTube. I took online classes and studied. There's all of this information. You built
most of the app.
You can build a rocket ship just from YouTube now.
I'm not getting in that rocket ship, but hey, you can't build it.
You're right. YouTube will teach you anything
you on this rocket ship right now.
I'm driving this one now, so that's the difference.
That is amazing. Now, you two are married, right?
Yes.
Did you meet in this environment, or did you
No, we met skiing in Whistler, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What club are you skiing with?
We don't. We're just renegades. Yeah.
I've skied 4 seasons. Well, that's my club.
Okay.
Off season up in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I'm part of the
Nice.
Brotherhood of Skiers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I used to take kids skiing. That's how I started. We had them competing all up in Tahoe.
Yeah.
And all over. They've even been to Chile. Used to take them to Chile.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Chile.
Yeah, skiing in Chile is cool. And actually skiing in Oregon is pretty cool. We ski in the summertime. At Mount Hood with the U.S. ski women, the women's ski team. We used to take the kids. So that was a passion from the time. Now I'm into tennis, but skiing, I did that for 25 years. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We love skiing, and so that's a great place to meet. You know, people that are adventurous.
Yeah.
You know, and
what? I was just thinking about the adventure on this. I got roped into. I was giggling.
That is so cool.
The
skiing is. I have a friend. He used to work with me when I did my ski program, and he actually now has a ski resort. black guy for kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta let us know about that. We have a 10-year-old.
Oh yeah, he has. It's in New Jersey, and it's a winter camp. It's called National Ski Winter Sports Camp.
Okay.
And for kids, mostly minorities, because that's what he is.
Yeah.
And his name is Sean Mallier. So I'll send you the information.
Okay.
For him. Take your kid.
Yeah.
They'll love it. And he was one of my coaches, so he loves. And so he bought the whole resort. It was a double-headed resort. Put in about $8 million he has an $8 million snowmaking machine. Wow. I mean, these black folks. Yeah, I know. Isn't that awesome?
See, that's an example of what we can do.
Yeah, we can do it.
Do anything.
Yeah, I got some amazing friends out there. They do some, very innovative stuff.
Yeah.
So. Well, it's been great. Felicia let us go over our times, but it's been fantastic, and you guys are just awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I love music, but I love the business side and just to be able to take the innovation and create a disruptive product. And I'm going to make sure that this video this excerpt is shown by all my kids, so we'll actually blast it out.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
We really appreciate that.
We appreciate what you guys are doing here in this platform and the opportunity to present on your platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to introduce you to a couple of my friends that are in that space, and you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Right. But give you the big money that you need to really take you to that next level.
I mean, that's what you need is the opportunity, and then you just take it from there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you both. It's been a pleasure. All my guests today has been pretty awesome. So we're going to sign off for the Business Zone. And until next Friday, we will see you. And you're tuned into the Business Zone with Crystal Gilbert and Don. So tune back in next week. We got another amazing lineup. So we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. And peace out.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program and control.